What if you reach into the pantry because you want to make a pasta, but then you find out that you've got a problem? There's no pasta in there. Can we still make a pantry pasta? Of course we can. We just have to make pasta with items from the pantry. So we're gonna make pici, which is like a fat and irregular diameter shaped long rope-like pasta. It's super rustic and it's delicious. Life can be a struggle, but a good meal doesn't have to be. We can make creative, nutritious, and inventive dishes that won't break the bank. We'll eat well and save money, because that's what we do. Welcome to Struggle Meals. We're gonna go with 2 cups of flour here, all purpose. Do the Grandma Well method, where we just make a little circle in the center. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of olive oil. Here's a cup of water going in. And hit it with a little bit of salt too. And the Struggle Whisk 7500. If we can just sort of get it into a globby paste in the bowl, then when we put it out on the counter, we have a lot less cleanup to do. That is looking pretty good. I'm just gonna flour the work surface a tiny bit. So I'm just gonna have like extra flour on the side here. And I'm just gonna flatten it, turn it, and roll it. You can put it right through the flour like that. A great way of telling is if like it's extra sticky to your hands, then it's probably too wet. So you can just kind of dip it into the flour again. Nothing should be sticking to my hand when I do that here. I'm gonna fold it up, pull it, because I need to create gluten so that these pastas don't disintegrate in the water. Flip it on top, and then I kind of like rotate it and do it again. Pushing it down and stretching it. It's called kneading. The goal is to get this thing to hold the shape of the ball as much as possible. You see how it's springing back when I put my finger on it? I want to get to the point where it doesn't spring back. So that's why we're gonna let this dough rest for about an hour. In the fridge, 1 hour. So it's nice and relaxed. It's like, you know, me after a 90-minute Swedish massage. We're gonna pull off a little piece of dough here. It's like the size of a golf ball if a golf ball were a disc. And then the first thing we're gonna do is roll it in our hands like this so that we get a little chub. Without putting any flour, we're just gonna go back and forth with our hand and try to get a rope shape here. You wanna push that dough out. And you can also take them and sort of like twist them and stretch in your hands a little bit, just making sure you don't break it. Then you can give it a little roll in the flour to sort of stop it off. There is one pici. This is not a quick pantry pasta. The more hands you can get to help, the faster your dinner will be on the table. And because they don't have to be perfect, literally anyone can do it. And remember, the perfection here is the imperfection. Here's the whole situation. You wanna make pasta. You already didn't have pasta in the pantry. What are you gonna do if you wanna make a sauce and you don't have sauce in the pantry? We can make sauces out of pantry items also. We are gonna take 2 cloves of garlic and just smash them. Garlic I consider a pantry ingredient because it lasts a really long time. Some oil in the pan. We want this garlic to do something. Some package raw red pepper flakes. I also like to hit it with a little bit of salt in this early stage. Here, our indicator are the red pepper flakes. As they start to darken, we know that things are getting spicy. We can lower the heat a little bit, and let's add in some tomato paste. Tomato paste is a great alternative for a can of tomatoes if you don't have it. Just try to break it up and get it to awaken. So after about 2 minutes, you can see this color has darkened quite a bit. Here's where the magic happens. We're gonna come in with some of our water from the pasta. You see how this is turning into a sauce right here? But I'm gonna add just a little bit of sugar here just to balance out the tomato paste. All right, let's get our pasta in. So I think the best strategy is to pinch from the middle here and lower in. Any pasta that hasn't been like mechanically dried is gonna cook really, really quickly. Look at your sauce. Say to yourself, is this too thick? If it is, take a little more pasta water. At this point, it's been seasoned from the pici, which is great. So these have been at the top for about 25 seconds. I want them to finish in our sauce. Look at that. You can see it's quite thick, right? Let's stretch our sauce out even more. Here comes a ladleful. Look at this gorgeous velvety sheen we've got happening here. We'll hit this with some really nice oregano buds at this point. I'm gonna kill the heat. Here we go. A little more oregano. How good does this look? You can tell that it's rustic. It's like flat, it's fat, it's skinny, it's all over the place. This is 30 cents a serving. Find me a better deal anywhere. I'll wait. Let's see how this tastes. It's bouncy and springy and al dente all at the same time. First thing that hits you is the sugar, and then the oregano, and then the spice. It's like boom, boom, boom. And then the next thing is your brain says, put more in me immediately. It blows my mind every time how much tomato paste can extrapolate out into something that fully coats pasta like this. Look at that. That's crazy. So the number one thing with this dish right here, up front, is the texture. It's the chewiness of this noodle. And that's why it needs to be paired with a super robust sauce. So it's a match made in heaven, and especially at this price point, you just can't beat it. It's a total winner.